Interesting game against the Hawks. They sort of seem like to be a team on the rise. What's your approach this week against them?
Yeah, no, they are. They're in great form. The Hawks at the moment. They've obviously been building the last couple of years, and their form of late obviously wins that they've got makes them extremely dangerous. But I think obviously any team in the comp at the moment, you've got to be doing everything you can to try and beat them. But yeah, the way that they're going at the moment, we haven't dug too deep yet. We've just reviewed Bombers, so we'll get into the Hawks the next couple of days. But it'll be a big challenge for us.
Sicily's been in form. How much effort and work do you put into him as a key player?
Yeah, they got a lot of good key players, which we'll dig a bit deeper into, obviously, throughout this week. But he'd be one for sure that normally comes up that we need to keep an eye on. But there'll be plenty others as well that we'll be having a look at and trying to nullify as much as we can.
What did you make of the return of Oscar Allen and pairing up with Jakey Waterman? There was quite a bit of high praise once they sort of got going in that third quarter.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see Aussie back. And didn't really look like he missed a beat, really, which is a credit to him and all the work he's done. But it's obviously we're a much better side with Aussie in it. He's one of our captains, purely from performance, but also his leadership side of things adds so much to our team and our club. So it was good to see him back for sure, and seemed to work pretty well with the boys down there. So if they could get a little bit straighter, it would be nice. But still, they're getting opportunities, which is great for us.
Tim Kelly comes back this week, I believe. How's he going?
Yeah. I probably just got to get through training. I don't want to jinx him, but we're looking forward to hopefully getting him and Harley back this week, and possibly Dom as well. So obviously the boys need to get through those sessions, but it'd be great to have him back.
Were you encouraged by the signs last weekend that how competitive the boys were without Tim Kelly and Harley?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, not happy that we lost, but there's a lot of positives there, which we're looking into, and I thought the boys through that young midfield fought pretty hard. We had a lot of opportunities. I think very similar scoring shots. So there's a lot of positives to take out of it, but also understanding we still have a bit of improving to do. So we'll take what we need to out of the game and do everything this week to prepare well for Hawks.
Gov, how do you rate your form this year, and in conjunction with Tom as well? Is this? I mean, you seem to be working extremely well together. Is this some of your best work, or where does it sit, you reckon?
I think it's just work. We haven't really played much the last couple of years. I've obviously been pretty injured the last few years, so me and Tommy actually haven't been able to play a lot of footy together. So it's just good to play with him, not just him, just the backs in general as well. So we've got key roles each week that we want to try and stop them from scoring as much as possible. It's pretty simple, being a backman. But I've just really enjoyed playing with him, to be honest, and I think he's growing each week. He's becoming a better player every time I play with him. He's one of my best mates as well, so the enjoyment side is right up there at the moment.
Are you mentoring the next generation? Is Harry, and would you like to see Harry playing more, because he's 23 now, and you're not going to be there for forever, are you? So you need to hand over in a couple of years maybe.
Yeah, thanks. Let me know I'm getting old, but that's it's a fair point, and yeah, we're working pretty close with Harry, Cal Jamison as well, coming through. Rhett Bazzo's obviously been a little bit injured as well, but we're working closely with those lads, and I'm sure Harry, if he keeps going with the way he's playing in the waffle and his form, will get himself into the side. But yeah, we're doing everything we can. Obviously, myself, all the backs in general. But yeah, me and Tommy sort of try and look after the tools as much as we can.
What was the feedback post Essendon game, particularly without the ball defensively?
Yeah, we just had a look at them. We did some good things defensively, but obviously poor. We had a lot of poor turnovers. Probably that hurt us in the end, but that's a part of trying to move the ball a bit quicker as well. So it's just finding that balance between trying to move the ball as quick as you can and score, and then also turning it over in tough positions to defend. So, and that's part of our growth. And that's part of us getting better as a team is trying to nullify those scoring opportunities that they have. It's a bit of a balancing act, but I feel like on the weekend we looked a little bit more dangerous with the footy, which was nice.
Gov, the midfield has taken a step forward this year. The clearance numbers are up. How much do you think that's helped for you guys in the back 50, the fact that you're getting a bit more front football and you're not constantly under siege as much as you were maybe the last couple of years?
Yeah, I'm all for it, mate. Keep it up the other end as much as possible. That helps us out, definitely, as a backline. I think, obviously, just having boys on the park with Yowie makes a massive difference in that space. And you lob Harley in there, and we've got Flinny back or Flinny over. So it's a pretty key aspect of footy, I think, at the moment, around the whole comp, is trying to get on top of stoppages and the contest work, which then can help build your system and build your game style, I guess, around that. So it definitely helps us, and they've done a massive job. So it's been a little bit easier down there.
As mentioned earlier, you and Tom having 2 good seasons again. I think you're equal first in the league for intercepted marks as a defensive duo. What do you think's contributed to that? Obviously, like you being healthy, Tom being healthy as well. But is it the rest of the back six stepping up as well to kind of take some of the weight off your shoulders?
Yeah, for sure. I guess everyone is talking about myself and Tom, which is great, and we appreciate it. But you're only as good as the boys that you got around you, and I think, and it starts the same thing with your midfield as well. So we're pretty fortunate that we've got such good role players down the back line, such good smart players down the back line as well, which help us out. And then also, if the boys are putting some pressure on for us, it gives us an opportunity to be a bit more aggressive in the air. So as much as we get the pat in the back for it, a lot of it is off the ball stuff and what's happening up the ground. So as much as it's nice to take the credit, we're very fortunate that we've got a good bunch of boys around us to help us do that.
How's Harley been? He must be championing at the bit to get back out there.
Yeah, he's half a different man when he's not playing footy. He just loves it so much. He really has brought a lot of enjoyment back to footy, as in just the game. So yeah, he's chomping at the bit for sure. He can't wait to get back out there, and I'm sure the fans want to see him back out there as well. I know I do, and I know all the boys do and the club do. So hopefully that's his last suspension for a while.
The way that you're sort of speaking then, just in terms of the back six and have people back on the park, is sort of light at the end of the tunnel after what's been a difficult couple of years for the club, do you feel?
Yeah, there is a little bit of light. I don't want to get too carried away with where we're at and where we're going, but it's a little bit more exciting, I guess, and we can see a little bit of the light, and we're starting to build. Don't get me wrong, we're still a fair way off. We've still got a lot of areas that we need to get right, which we're consistently working at each day and each week. So we'll keep on that path, but it does help when you can start seeing some positive signs from all the hard work you've been doing and what we've been putting in. So it is a little bit more enjoyable, but it's definitely not as good as winning. So we're fine to be a consistent winning team.
How does Harley go when you split up and he's not playing? He has to play in the opposition team. Does he love that? But he doesn't love that.
Oh, I think he half does. Yeah, he half likes it because he gets to do what he wants and run around. And it's always, as long as he's out there and everyone's training and enjoying it. He plays with even more freedom, which is probably hard to believe when he's training with no responsibilities.
Will you be keeping an eye on him this weekend? Because last time they tagged him, I heard the ruckman say, Flinny say that we needed to protect him a bit more and get around him a bit more. Do you think that will need to be done if there is a tag comes to him, if that Finn, what's his face, tags him? Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. If what's his face comes to him, yeah, we'll keep an eye on him for sure. Not just Harley. Any of our team members or anyone that needs a bit of a hand and they're getting a little bit of attention, I guess we'll do what we can to help them for sure. But obviously with him being so young and copping that sort of attention, sometimes you might just need a little bit of a hand to get through it, and it's probably not physically as much. It might just be a bit more of conversation to help him try and get through it. So we'll do what we have to in that space, and it's a good thing as well. It's a positive thing for him in a way. He can start learning to get through that. I'm sure he's going to cop a lot of attention throughout his career, so the sooner he can start to get his head around that, the better in a way.
And Mitch Lewis, are you expecting him out there? And have you played against him before?
Yeah, a couple of times for sure. Like I said, we haven't looked too deep into the Hawks yet, but they've got obviously a lot of good players throughout the whole team, and in their forward line especially. So we'll be looking at their talls and their smalls and going over the right matchups and figuring out the best way to set up to try and beat them.
And Ginnivan, does he get under your skin at all when you play against him?
No, I reckon he's. I like watching him play. It doesn't really bother me. as long as he's not getting too much of the ball, for sure, when we're playing. But, I think it's great. I think he brings a lot of character to the game. Obviously, he's an opponent this weekend, and we'll be doing everything to keep him as quiet as possible. But holistically, looking from the outside now, I think he brings a lot of people looking at the game, and he's himself, which I respect.
When you mentioned Cal Jamison before in the back line, do you think that's where he will play his best football, or can play his best football?
I think at the moment, yeah, he's probably showed that's his best position. But the luxury of playing in multiple positions for him at the moment is we might be able to throw him around in obviously different areas wherever it suits. But speaking to him, he feels pretty comfortable down back. So, they're part of a progression for him to keep working on that area. But he can go into the ruck as well. I think the fact that he's just so aggressive in his contests and gives everything, he can sort of really play most areas for us.
So who becomes the next Tom and Jeremy when they leave?
Oh, look, I've mentioned him before. We got Harry coming through. Obviously, Rhett Bazzo, it'd be great to get him back. Obviously, he's showed a lot of promise early before he got injured. Jamo as well coming through. So, and I'm sure there's other draft picks, and we've still got Joshy Rothman fanging around. He can do it, but a lot of, and you never know. Sometimes the forwards go back, so we might be able to steal a couple of forwards and they come back every now and then. But no, we got plenty there, and we're doing everything we can to work with those boys.